All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live. Now, I know I haven't done a live podcast in probably going on 2, maybe 3 years. And one of the reasons for it is the fact that I been going through a couple of family tragedies the last 2 years, and I haven't really had an opportunity to really want to get into it. I was just thinking about the fact that I recently lost my sister about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks ago, and before that, my dad passed away almost 4 years ago, and I just like it just kind of like took its toll on me. I still do videos. I do videos on this channel, DJ Wolf Live, and I do videos on my other channel, DJ Wolf's Music Box. I plan on doing some more on DJ Wolf's Music Box real soon. But right now, I just want to take the time, take a moment to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I want to take the quick time to talk about Dr. King and how I feel about him, um, and what he meant to me for what he did in terms of the civil rights struggle and the fight for African Americans. I was a kid of almost 4 years old when Dr. King was shot, and it didn't really. I always had an early recollection of my understanding of Dr. King from the time I was about 5 years old. Uh, my local school, my parents, friends, and relatives made sure I knew that. And I had always admired the things that he did uh, in terms of his sacrifice for change. It's undeniable. I was also proud of the fact that I was able to get to Atlanta back in 2003 and go to the Mecca, the birthplace of where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was raised. I went to his home, his child home, his actual child home. I went there. I went to the King Center where they keep his crypt. I actually took pictures of his crypt. I actually talked to the folks and the family members. I think some of the family members who actually ran the King Center over there. And I also went to Ebenezer, the old Ebenezer, where he was once a pastor at. And I was in total awe. This was the man who I admired so much and respected and revered. Because he didn't just talk about it, he was about it. The thing that you didn't know about Dr. King was for reparations. Dr. King was all about us, but more than just singing Kumbaya. That's what a lot of the unmelanated folks believe, that he was just about singing Kumbaya and we get along. It was just more to it than that. It was more to it than him than just that. You know, that's a very much a misnomer. Dr. King was about revolutionary, but it was in a different way than you would normally see it. You know, but he did speak about cutting the check. He actually talked about videos. There's videos out there about him actually saying that. You know, we want to get our check. He actually said that. But of course, the mainstream media does not want you to see what he really talked about, what he really stood for. And of course, J. Edgar Hoover was going to claim he was the most dangerous man in America. You know why? Because he woke up the conscience of the Black American struggle. He woke up the consciousness of African Americans all over and let them know, yeah, you can stand on your own 2 feet and fight for what you believe in. That's what made him quote unquote dangerous. No, he wasn't dangerous at all. A guy who talked about nonviolent movement. Come on. It was the idea that you could stand on your own 2 feet and you could let these guys know where you stand and what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. That's what made him quote unquote dangerous. Is that he awoken the conscience in the Black community like never before. That's what quote unquote made him dangerous. Is that we were not going to have a foot on that necks no more. That we were going to stand and rise up and let them know we're not putting up with your shit. That's what that was about. That's a side of Dr. King that people are not aware of. That he was about the business of letting you know we ain't going to stand for it. Yes, he was about the nonviolent movement, and his approach with love. But by the same token, he was also about, hey, we come to get our check. There's video proof of that. Which is likely what led to his assassination, unfortunately. Because he was getting to a point where he had felt that we needed to take more of a stand on what was lacking in our communities. But no one wanted to hear that. No unmelanated folks wanted to hear that. The bottom line is that we in our hearts and our communities need to respect what Dr. King did in more ways than one. We don't need to just talk about it no more. We need to be about it, just like he was. Seriously. To take a stand. To not dish your brother and sister over BS. To get along in our own communities. That's what we need to do. If you don't get that lesson, you just don't get it. Seriously. I'm out.